All right. Welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is St. Kramer. I am with Brandon and Brian. What is up, guys?
What's
What's
going on?
up?
Yeah. We are still doing our Halloween classic reviews. We're coming to the end, almost Halloween Day. So we're kind of getting to our some of our favorite ones. At least this one's my favorite, one of my favorites. We're talking about the Frighteners. Michael J.
Right.
Fox, what, early '90s, I believe.
96, if I'm not
Is it
mistaken.
96? Oh wow.
1996. You're right.
Okay. Yeah.
1996.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about the Frighteners and what makes that one a classic and a must watch. But before we do that, Brian, why don't you hit us with what this one is about?
All right. Here we go. So, once an architect, Frank Bannister now passes himself off as an exorcist of evil spirits. To bolster his facade, he claims his special gifts is a result of a car accident that killed his wife. But what he doesn't count on is more people dying in the small town where he lives. As he tries to piece together the supernatural mystery of these killings, he falls in love with the wife of one of the victims and deals with a crazy FBI agent. That's basically what's going on. And I always thought it was hilarious that one of the ghosts looked to me like Sinbad in the wig. I just always thought that was great.
Holy crap. Kind of one
It
like
did.
that in a way, huh? One of the best characters in the movie, by the way. That ghost Cyrus had some of the best lines in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man,
African American Apparition Coalition.
exactly. Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was Cyrus was what was that? Shy McBride?
Shy McBride, yeah.
Shy McBride.
Yeah, I think it's Shy McBride. Shy
Yeah.
McBride. G. McBride, I'm not sure.
So, he's been in a bunch of other stuff too.
But I mean, come on. I mean, Frighteners is one of those really good movies that I saw and thought it was gonna be terrible. When I first saw, I remember thinking like, "This is gonna be a terrible." Who the hell thought this was a good idea? And
Yeah.
I don't even know if I saw it in the movie theaters, but I remember the first time I saw it, how much I enjoyed watching it. And it was just a fun, good ride, good story. Didn't take too much. Didn't believe it. It didn't take itself too seriously. It wasn't too much, and I just enjoyed that.
And it was very I think I saw it on like basic cable, like I saw it on Fox or USA. That was the first time I watched it. But and then I went back and watched it, like rented it or saw it on like Stars or something, like in its uncut glory. But it very much gave me it almost kind of, and this was Peter Jackson before he really hit it big with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It almost felt like a Sam Raimi movie, like Evil Dead.
Like an Evil Dead movie. That's a very good call.
Yeah.
Because
the trailer definitely made it out to be a scary kind of movie, and then you watch it and I'm like, oh, it's very campy.
Yeah, very, very, very campy for sure. And you don't usually associate Michael J. Fox with the horror genre, which kind of made it kind of even more engaging to watch. I actually think this was one of his better roles, one of his more memorable roles for me personally.
It was very intriguing. Yeah, it was very intriguing. It wanted to bring you in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
is this a classic movie for you guys though?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a ghost movie, which is really cool for the time. Pretty good graphics. Pretty good graphics. It was
great. I don't know what you're talking about. It was great. My VHS.
VHS. That's why I watched it. But yeah, I mean, Michael J. Fox was obviously the best part of it and stuff like that. Well, one of the best parts. There was a lot of cool people. Jake Busey's character was the killer, whatever his name was.
Johnny Bartlett.
Was it Johnny Bartlett? Yeah.
Yeah.
He just has the Buseys just play crazy characters very well.
So well, too well, almost like why are you doing this too well?
But Jake.
Sometimes I feel like the Buseys were just born crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
but
they do it great.
Yeah, they do. And then he was the I don't know. It's such a cool story. I don't want to ruin too much of it. But it's kind of like a murder mystery horror detective, but with ghosts and like a lot of fantasy in it, a lot of like certain horror aspects in it. So
it's funny because he's trying to play everybody, and then roles get kind of turned around, and he ends up having to actually deal with the real stuff.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Casper.
Okay.
You know, because he was trying to be like this exorcist. I'm the ghost whisperer, and then because he's actually looking for his wife, and then he finds these other ghosts that are really there, and that's kind of how it is. I mean,
Yeah. It almost kind of, it's funny you mentioned Casper. Like, I think in my head canon back in the day, especially since they both came from the same studio, Universal, part of me would kind of picture it existing in the Casper universe.
Yep, same universe. Exactly.
That's interesting. You can
Yeah,
easily do that.
Jeffrey Combs of Reanimator fame playing the crazed FBI agent Milton Dammer.
Milton Dammer.
Pissed me off.
Yeah.
That pissed me off.
But he did so well.
Yeah, back then you always had to do that. You always had the guy who was like trying, I don't know, he's not really being a good guy, but he was just trying to prove that Frank, which Michael J. Fox's character was like a scam, like he's a grifter, you know, like he's scamming you, you know. So, and yeah, those characters always suck, like whenever they do that.
Yeah,
you know.
And it really had a good balance of the slapstick comedy with the more kind of horrific elements, and there was even drama in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was very well balanced, and I think that it was a really interesting watch in retrospective, because you wouldn't associate a directorial style like that to be the one to handle one of the best fantasy franchises in cinematic history. So the evolution of Peter Jackson's filmography has always been something really interesting to me. Like he was doing shit like Meet the Feebles, which was like a crazy puppet movie.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Dead Alive.
Dead Alive. Yeah.
The Frighteners, Beautiful Creatures. So, it's really interesting to see his career back then versus where he's at with it now.
How much do you think this made in the box office, guys? Because I don't think either of us saw this in the movie theater.
No.
How much do you think?
I know I was definitely too young to see it in the theater at the time.
Yeah, I was like 11, 12.
Yeah. I mean, I probably could have gone, but I don't think anybody like you, my uncle, didn't want to see it. I don't think, but yeah, I saw it on VHS, Blockbuster.
Yeah.
So,
and
I'll say that name.
I don't know I'm not sure the exact amount. I know it underperformed in the box office.
It didn't do well.
$16.5 million.
Yeah.
What was the budget?
I had to look at the budget, but the fact that it was 16.5 just kind of, I don't know.
That's pretty low.
Terrible.
With all the graphics, I got feeling it's got to be.
I'm gonna guess $15 million budget.
No, it's got to be more. Like
$26 million budget.
26 mil. I was expecting more. I was making like
this is actually saying
40.
the budget is 26 million and the box office is 29.3 worldwide.
So,
and I remember, I think part of the reason that it underperformed is Universal was so confident in the movie they actually moved the release date up to summer '96, if I'm not mistaken. It was originally planned to come out in Halloween season,
which it should have instead of coming out in July.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah, so they should have done that. It would have, it would have turned a much bigger profit and gained a lot more recognition than the cult classic status that it had. Well, it probably still would have been a cult classic.
Yeah,
but it would have
actually made money. It would. I mean, instead of just breaking even.
Yeah.
Does this movie hold up today?
Oh,
I think it does.
I think it's better today.
Yeah,
I think the story is actually better now and makes more sense now than it did back then.
Yeah. I mean, like Brandon was saying, like you can kind of see now that some of these other actors that had time to get big. Michael J. Fox obviously was already big at the time, but some of these other ones and Peter Jackson. Now you're like, oh, hey, that's very much Peter Jackson. With certain aspects of this one. But yeah, it holds up, man. I mean, it's on our watch list. Like we're gonna watch it like sometime this weekend. It's like we have to watch it.
Either probably later tonight, or tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
I watched it last night, so
nice.
I literally did. I was like, we're gonna talk about this. Let me watch it, and I enjoyed it. And my wife stayed up and watched it too, so it was crazy. Like this is fun. This is so good.
Yeah.
It's a really fun movie. Like I said, it very much reminded me of a Raimi movie.
All right,
And
what do you guys think this is on a tomato meter?
Ooh. I say the critics gave it low, but the audience had to give it pretty high.
What if I told you they're only 4% apart?
Wow.
What number you guys think you're gonna get? I want to hear, Brady. What do you think you got on tomato meter first?
61.
Well, that's a good one. Okay, so you saying the audience is what?
So 4% difference. So 65.
Okay.
That's not bad. That's probably where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna maybe say the critics give it like a 58, and then the audience is like a 60. What is that? 63?
63.
No.
So
4.
tomato meter, the critics gave it 67, and the audience gave it a 71.
Okay.
How about that?
Not bad for a rated R movie that was very fun, just cool. It was a cool way to watch a movie.
Oh, also to add, it had one of the most underrated Danny Elfman scores.
I was gonna say Danny Elfman did do this, did the music.
Yes.
Like
Holy crap! Yeah.
Like one of my standout scenes or musical cues was the opening theme when they're showing the Universal logo. It almost kind of helps to set the kind of creepy / mischievous tone of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good call.
And a fun fact: this was originally conceived as a Tales from the Crypt episode, but Robert Zemeckis really liked the idea so much that he pushed for it to be a full-length movie.
Yeah,
I can see that.
It probably deserved it because it's a nice story.
Yeah, it functioned much better as a full-length movie.
Yeah. Where does it rank in your top Halloween movies? Where is Frighteners?
I think I'm gonna put this like top. Oh, man, 15. Maybe top 20. I'll do top 20.
Yeah, it would probably be around the top 15 for me.
Yeah. It's right around like 18, 19 for me.
Yeah.
18, 19 right now.
Yeah.
It might
but it's still up there. It's still up there. It's fun. It's a good movie, but it's not really scary. It's not really comedy. It's kind of right in between. So that's kind of thing. It kind of falls through the cracks, but it's a very good movie. I enjoy watching it every Halloween.
Yeah. You definitely can't place it in just one genre. But
yeah,
I think, like I said, I think it does a very, very good with its balance, with its cross genres.
Very cool.
Very much works to its advantage.
And I think that's 100% because of Michael J. Fox. He's able to be funny with the ghosts and then be suspenseful with the murder, and then everything in between. He's got the little
love story
and
triangles type thing. Yeah, all that's going on.
Yeah. So,
and I think I remember reading some piece of trivia that Michael J. Fox was the original choice to play Frank Bannister, but if he passed, I believe there were some other people that were considered. I think like Tom Cruise was one of them. If he happened to pass on, if Michael J. Fox happened to pass on the role, I think like they considered Matthew Broderick, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember reading that correctly. I'm not sure. Yeah. I don't remember who else, but I think those were like two of the people that were kind of like the backup plans if Michael J. Fox, for whatever reason, passed on the role. I think like they asked John Cusack.
I was going to say John Cusack. That's what I was going to say. This is 96, man. John Cusack.
Yeah, John Cusack might have worked. It would have been a completely different take on Frank Bannister, but he would have worked.
Yeah, but if you had John, you might have had Joan, and then the whole movie gets down in the crapper. So I just want to know what everyone else thinks about this movie too. So let us know in the comments. Tell us what you think about Frighteners. How good is it? Where does it rank for you guys? Is this one of your classic movies, or is this like a hidden gem, or is it something you just don't like? Let us know. Like the video. Please subscribe. We have our 400 subscribers. We have our giveaway coming up. So please subscribe. Comment on our video. We're looking forward to give out some really good, cool stuff, and we want to get on the road to 500 because we have some more cool stuff to give away. So please like and subscribe, and we will see you guys later with another review.